Good morning, super readers. Thank you for joining us in our Valley PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Nix. This is Tina Turtle.
Hi, and I'm Mrs. Meng, and this is... I'm Rita Ricky.
Hi, and I'm Mrs. O'Leary, and this is Scooter.
And this is our place where we get to learn, practice, and grow our brains to become even stronger readers, writers, and thinkers. So let's get started by warming up our brains with some ear training called Daily Phonemic Awareness. All right, so that's that part where we get to practice using our ears. So let's warm up our ears, turn them on. And I want us to think today, we're going to do a little bit about phonemic categorization. And so really what we're going to think about is which of the words don't belong. I'm going to give you 3 words, and let's figure it out. We'll do the first one together. Here we go. Man, sit, big. Man, sit, big. Oh, man doesn't fit because man has an A in the middle. Sit and big both have I. Let's try another one. How about...
I get it.
You get it? Here we go. How about fit, sad, lip? Did you figure it out? That's right. Sad doesn't fit because fit and lip have I in the middle, and sad has ah. Good job. And then let's do one last one. Map, big, and tan. Ooh, do you have those ears on? Map, big, or tan. If you said big, you are correct. Good job. Big has the I sound. The other 2 words, map and tan, both have A in the middle. They matched. All right, I have another song. That song we were practicing yesterday, you want to sing it with us and dance? So stand up, put your feet together, get your hands folded in front just like this, and let's do it. Here we go.
Kim hears an insect buzzing round and round her head. It's buzzing in the kitchen, it's buzzing round her bed. Kim hears an insect buzzing. Why can't it sing instead?
Oh, you're doing so great. I see you out there. Good job. Are you standing up nice and tall? Here we go.
Kim hears an insect buzzing round and round her head. It's buzzing in the kitchen, it's buzzing round her bed. Kim hears an insect buzzing. Why can't it sing instead?
Oh, insects. Oh, those are so
I love it.
You love
Love the song. I love the dancing.
Oh, it's awesome.
Hey, I have a knock-knock joke.
Let's do it.
You ready?
We're ready.
You're ready.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
No bell.
No bell who?
No bell. That's why I'm knocking.
Oh, Retell, you're
funny.
so silly. All right, well, let's get started with Mrs. O'Leary.
With some phonics fun. So
Awesome.
glad to be back with you today and get started on learning about phonics. So let's talk a little bit. What is phonics? Phonics is when you take a sound and you connect it to a letter or a group of letters. That's all it is. And it's how we begin to read and make sense of words, and it's really a lot of fun. So let's get started. Let's wake up our brains and look at some of what we've already learned with our sound spelling cards. So our very first card is our map card, and it says map, and we spell it with an M. Next review card is our sun card. And it sounds like sun, and it's spelled with an S mostly, but sometimes it has some other spellings that we'll learn later in the year. The next card is our rose card, and it says rose, and it's mostly spelled with an R, but sometimes it's spelled with a WR, and the W is silent, and you still just hear the like in rose or race. All right, and next card is our nest card, and that sound is N. Nest, and it's mostly spelled with an N, but sometimes it has those silent letters attached to the end. The KN and the GN, those are our silent letters, and it still makes the sound N, even though it's spelled with extra letters. The next is our fire card, and it says fire, mostly spelled with the F, but sometimes with the PH, like we pointed out yesterday with our phonics fun. Phonics, fun. Both have that sound, but they're spelled differently. That's why I love these cards, because they help us be good spellers. Next card is our hippo card, and it sounds like hippo, and it's spelled with an H. Good job. Our next review card is our lemon card. The sound is lemon, and it's mostly spelled with just an L, sometimes with an LE at the end of a word. Lemon card. Our volcano card, I love the sound of this card, because if you do it right, it kind of tickles your lips a little bit. Try it. Volcano, and it's spelled with a V. Our zipper card sounds like zipper, and it's spelled with a Z, and sometimes at the end of the word it will be spelled with an S, but still sound like z. And then we're back to our map card. So great job, boys and girls, on reviewing those. I think those are really sticking with you. And let's get started on some new sounds and new words. And we're going to start with blending. And so if you look here, we have the word pig, P-I-G. So the P sound is what? P, P. And then our focus, and did I forget to talk about our focus card? Ooh, I think I might have, and that's a no-no. I want to talk about this card because this is an important card. That's the one where we're focusing on, and we're going to see it in a lot of the words that we talk about today and tomorrow and the next day. And it's our insect card, and it sounds like insect, and it's spelled with an I. And it's one of our short vowel sounds. There's long vowel sounds and there's short vowel sounds. And this week we're practicing the short vowel I sound, I. So let's go back over here to pig. So we've got P, I, G. So let's blend that. P, I, G. And then if you shorten it up, you're actually reading the word. Say it with me, pig. Good job, very good job. Next word, it's got 3 letters in it, so that means we've got 3 sounds. And the first sound and the first letter is what? What do you think that is? Sometimes we get that mixed up with another letter, D, but this is our B, and it sounds like B, B. And be careful you don't say buh, like I do sometimes. You don't want to put an A on it. Really, when you say the B sound, if you put your hand in front of your mouth and go buh, you can feel a little bit of air go on your hand, and then you know you're saying it correctly. B. And there's our focus letter, I. And how about this one? What letter is that? You got it, that's a G, and the sound is, second grade team, can you help me out? G, G. You are right, let's blend it. B, I, G. Big. Very good blending. Now let's build some words, and remember that's when I give you a word and then you tell me how to spell it and how it sounds. And so the word that I'm gonna say now is hip, hip. And let me put it in a sentence. Sometimes my hip hurts when I'm walking. Ouch. And so that's this part of your body right here. So let's say it. Let me say it. Hip. Watch that A, Mrs. O'Leary. So there's 3 sounds. What do you think that first sound is? You are right. Let's look at our board. And I heard somebody say it's H, and you would be right. And then I, and that would be our focus letter and sound, I. And that last sound, P, P, P. Where is it? You got it. I think that was our kindergarten team that said that sounds like a P. And there it is, hip. Good job building that word. All right, let's do one more. And so my word is gonna be lip, lip. And I'm gonna put that in a sentence for you. One time when I was at school, a ball came and hit me in my lip and made it fat. I got a fat lip. So lip, let's listen to that. L, I, P. 3 sounds, you're right, very good. First sound, very first sound of the word, L. You got it. Our lemon card or our L, 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 I, I. What do you think that middle sound is? That's going to be our focus letter, which is I, and the very last sound, P, P, is our P. And let's blend it now that we've built it. Lip, lip. Good job, boys and girls. Excellent job. And so we'll end with our sentence, and it's right down here, and I'll start reading from the beginning, or let's read together. You know this. This is a high frequency word right here. What's this word? You got it. The, pig is, and we want to fill in the blank so that it makes sense. All sentences need to make sense to us. So can you look on the board here and kind of pick out a word that you think might fit there? The pig is hip. Not sure about that one. The pig is lip. That doesn't make sense at all. The pig, oh, you've got it already? Okay, what you got? Big? The pig is big. That makes sense to me. Good thinking. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to scoot it over a little bit so that we can make sure we see the punctuation at the very end of our sentence, which is a period, and our capital at the beginning. Thank you, boys and girls. You did a great job with your phonics today. And so now let's turn to Mrs. Nix, and she's going to talk about high frequency words.
Awesome job. Thank you so much, Mrs. O'Leary. Today, super readers, we have the word out. So say the word with me, out. Good job. Let's go ahead and spell that word a couple of times. O-U-T spells out. Do it one more time. O-U-T spells out. We're training our brains to remember this word so that when we see it in our reading, because we're going to see out probably a lot, we want to be able to just say it. We don't need to sound it out. We're going to recognize it. Out. Good job. Let's use it in a sentence today. So what could we say? Do you like to go outside and play? Okay. How about that? How about this? We can go out to play. We can go out to, I need another finger, play. 6 words. Let's do it. We can go out. I'm going to move that up there. We can go out to play. Now, look what happened. I ran out of room on my chart, so I came back over here and I started again. We can go out to play. Nicely done. Did I forget that period again? You guys are always catching me. I see that. Nicely done. We can go out to play. So make sure that you're looking as you're reading your stories today. Where do you find the word out in your stories? Now, here's another thing that I'd love for us to go through and practice, and that is to visualize. That's that making that picture inside your head. I'm going to invite my friends over, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you guys a word if you're ready and have a picture inside your mind. You try this at home as well. Think of the word tree. And when you think about it, what do you see? What do you visualize? Do you picture what kind of tree? Do you have what is it, small? Is it big? What color is it? All right, Mrs. O'Leary, what did you picture?
I pictured an evergreen tree because they're always green and we use them at Christmas time.
Oh, I love it. How about you, Mrs. Bang? What did you picture?
I like that, Mrs. O'Leary, and I wasn't thinking of an evergreen. I was thinking of an apple tree.
It's September. So yeah, that totally makes
I love
sense.
picking apples, especially right now. So that's what I was thinking of, and I was visualizing myself reaching for that apple.
Well, and it would be covered with fruit, right? That's a great one. So I went a completely different direction. I pictured an oak tree. I had to think of what it was even called for a second. An oak tree with all those crazy branches that were all over it, and they're huge and big, and we have them down here in the valley. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you are going to listen to the next book, I want you to practice, can you visualize what the story is about? Here it comes.
City Mouse and Country Mouse, based on a fable by Aesop. What is it like to live in the city? And how is it different from living in the country? Once upon a time, there was a happy little mouse that lived in the country. One summer, she invited her cousin from the city to come and visit her. When her cousin arrived, she tried to show him how pleasant and relaxing life in the country could be. They sat on the porch and looked at the stars as they listened to the crickets chirping. They nibbled on delicious country food, such as breadcrumbs, cheese bits, nuts, and berries. Are you enjoying country life, dear cousin? The country mouse asked. But the city mouse was not impressed at all with country life. He missed the sounds of taxis and buses. He missed the shops and people walking in the busy streets. In fact, he was quite bored in the country. He replied to his cousin, "You poor thing. Life in the country is much too quiet, and the food is just so plain. Dear cousin, come back to the city with me, and I will show you how wonderful life can be. The food in the city is fancy and delicious, unlike any that you have ever tasted." The country mouse wanted to see whether her cousin's life in the city was as grand as he described. So she went to the city with him. When they arrived, the country mouse was surprised at how noisy the city was. Cars were honking their horns, and there were so many people. She was happy when they went inside a large brick house. The city mouse led the way to the dining room, where the people of the house had already finished eating dinner. There were many wonderful things to eat still sitting on the table. "What a feast!" exclaimed the country mouse. Her eyes grew big and round as she gazed at the chicken, potato salad, rich cheeses, strawberries, jellies, and chocolate cake. The country mouse began to think her cousin was right, and perhaps she should move to the city. But just as the two were about to eat, a huge cat pounced on the table. "Let's go!" cried the city mouse, as the two mice scurried into the mouse hole. "That big cat lives here," explained the city mouse to the trembling country mouse. "We will have to hide for a while, but we can go back and eat later after he's gone." The The Country Mouse shook her head. She said, "No, no, 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 no. As soon as that cat is gone, I'm going home just as fast as I can. You're welcome to all the fancy food you can eat. But as for me, I think it is better to eat simple food in peace and safety." And the Country Mouse went back to her simple life in the country and lived happily and peacefully ever after.
Did you enjoy that story? I sure did. It's one of my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna start retelling the story. Retell. Can we just answer the question? But I want to retell the story. Oh, retell. Let's go through the story. Let's see if you can retell it by answering some questions. Okay, retell. So in the first picture, what does each mouse feel in the country? Remember, how are they feeling? Let's see. The Country Mouse was happy. Yes. City Mouse was bored. Oh, you got it. You're so good. I know. That's why my name is Retell. Okay, Retell. Well, what was the City Mouse telling the Country Mouse? Oh, the City Mouse wanted her cousin to go to the city. She did. Mm-hmm. What happened in the city? Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Once they got there, the city was noisy, and the mouse went inside, and they found a dining room full of food. And then there was a big cat. There was. What happened at the end? At the end of the story, the Country Mouse decided. What did she decide? She wanted to go back to her life in the country where she can eat in peace. Oh my goodness, Ricky, you did such a good job telling us that story. See, and you were able to retell it by remembering what we call comprehending the story. So boys and girls, I want you guys to choose. Where would you rather live? Would you rather live in the city or would you rather live in the country? I'd rather live in the country. Ricky, I know you would, but boys and girls, I want you guys to decide where you would rather live. So if you had a choice to live in the city or in the country, where would you live? I'm visualizing. Oh, good. I'm glad you're using that skill of visualizing. So boys and girls, think about it. If you could live in the country or in the city, where would you live? And I want you to write that and give me your reason why you would live in the city or in the country. Because if I know my friend Retell, Ricky, I live in the country. I know. Tell me why you want to live in the country. I want my peace and quiet. So can my sentence be, well, Ricky would say, I will live in the country. No, say in a complete sentence. I will live in the country because it is quiet and peaceful. Oh, you're so good. Now, boys and girls, I wanted to share with you one of our Fresno Unified community members. Let's see what she has to say.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna Rita Howell and I'm the principal at Washon Elementary School. One of my favorite things to do is read a book I found that makes me laugh, that makes me happy, or makes me just remember why I like to do what I like to do. So I found one and I want to share it with you because I think everyone is going to love it. Let's take a look at what I found. The Bad Mood and the Stick. This book is written by Lemony Snicket and it's art by Matthew Forsythe. Now we all know everybody's had a bad day and it's what we do with it that makes it great. So in this book, there's this little girl who is so upset she doesn't get what she wants, and she meets a stick along the way. Her and her stick go on an adventure, and through that adventure, they meet some fun characters. How they deal with it is hysterical. But if you want to find out what happens, you're going to have to check out this book, because we all know even the principal has a bad day. So thank you everyone who's joined us and for Valley PBS for keeping us reading the best of books.
Thank you, Mrs. Howell, for sharing that awesome story. I can't wait to check it out.
Me too.
Be awesome.
And don't forget, boys and girls, where can you check out a book to read?
On Sora or the library, right? Awesome.
Or your county library?
That's true.
I have a joke.
All right.
Okay, Rita.
Vicky.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Tank.
Tank who?
You're welcome. Have a great